Hello and welcome to topracing.co.uk. My name is Paul. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. This is the video for newbies part 2, following on from the recent video we just sent recently. Now, we did describe in the first video, we actually went through some of the facets on the racingpost.com, one of the most popular websites here in the UK. And we're just going to run through a race card. Now, we ran through a race card very briefly last time, but I just want to give you a bit of an insight as to what some tipsters look for. Okay, so we're just concentrating on this particular race. And as I mentioned in the first video, these figures here are the horse's recent form. Okay, read from right to left. So you can tell that in its last race, actually finished second, finished sixth the time before that, and second the race before that. Now, where you see dash, that actually means that the horse was expected to run last time out, but didn't. Okay, but the time before that, the time it did actually run, it did finish second, and so on. Okay, so and here are the figures. Here you see now. Listen to me, for instance. Didn't race its last race, but the time before that finished third. Time before that second, fifth, and so on. So a lot of tipsters do like to look at recent form to see how well the horse is likely to do this time around. Okay. Now, we also looked at this figure here, which is the number of days, okay, since his last race. So in this case here, you can see that this particular horse ran 10 days ago. That's quite useful information. You do get some horses like Now Listen to Me who actually ran a lot further out, 171 days. Okay, and even Orion Star, which ran 288 days ago. So that's a bit too far out, so it's difficult to say how well the horse is going to do. Of course, it doesn't mean that these horses won't win. They can win. However, we do tend to look for horses that ran more recently. Okay. Again, age of the horse, as I explained last time, the older the figure, the better. But again, it doesn't mean younger horses cannot win. And the same with the weights. A lot of tipsters do like to look at heavier weights as well. Don't worry about these two figures for now. It's basically the Racing Post ratings figure and the top speed figures. Okay, it's just a set of rating figures that some tipsters look at. Okay, but not everyone. Another piece of useful information is the jockey and trainer. As you can see here, the jockey in this particular race or this particular horse, is Daryl Jacob, and the Han is actually the trainer for that horse as well. You can get more information simply by clicking on that link, and you can find out all the jockey's details. So this is Daryl Jacob. You can find out all his statistics there, and also how well he's run on those horses there. So you can see he finished fourth last time out, second, and so on. Okay, so that gives you a bit of an insight as to the actual jockey's recent form, and you can also find the same information by clicking on the trainers tab, and you can get all the trainers information there as well. Okay, so total prize money and so on. You can also play around last 5 seasons, and you can all go into the individual years as well. Okay, so you do need to have a play around with that, but tipsters do like to look at recent form. They do like to look at the number of days since its last run, the age of the horse, the weight of the horse, the jockey and trainer, and so on. Now, we're just going to click on the horse's name, and when you do that, you get another bunch of stats. You can see up here it's an 8-year-old horse. Okay, it's also a gelding. Okay, G, which is represented by the G there, which is a male horse. If it is a filly, it's a female horse, and that will be represented by the letter F. Okay, it also gives some information as to the trainer, the owner, and the breeder as well. Now this is the stats for the horse. So you can see that overall it's ran 16 times with just the one winner, 6 second places and 3 third places, winnings of £6,397, and total earnings of 17,760. Okay, so again, gives you an idea. Again, a lot of tipsters do like to find out the horse's success rate. You can see here, this particular horse, Nom de Guerre, has won only once in its 16 races. So that is something, obviously, that tipsters look at. Not the best stat, it has to be said, but nevertheless, tipsters do look at that. Now, this each of these, of course, is the actual races that the horse has run. So you can see here that, for instance, on the 17th of April, it ran this particular race and finished second out of 10 runners. Okay, and that also means here, it means how many lengths it finished past behind the winner. So 3.5 lengths in this example here. Okay, so 24 just refers to the number of furlongs there, the conditions. Okay, the race course, which is Bangor in this situation, is a handicap hurdle. Okay, £6,000 prize money offered there. And where you see C3 here is the class. Okay, so class 3. Again, some tipsters do like to look at the level of class. So you can see in this example that this particular horse ran in a class 3 last time around, and tipsters do like to note which classes they're running in this particular race. So it's a class 4 race, this particular one, and it ran in a class 3 before. So that actually means that the horse is dropping down a class from class 3 down to class 4. Okay, so the further higher up the class you go, the more competitive it is, because as you do well, you do move up the classes. So tipsters do like to look at horses who have run in the same class as the previous race, or has dropped down a class. Okay, since his previous race. So in this example here, Nom de Guerre moves down from class 3 to class 4, so that would satisfy that criteria. Okay, so just some information that to notice. Okay, a lot of tipsters don't obviously follow all of those specific rules. They do like to follow maybe 2 or 3 of those specific rules. It's entirely up to you, obviously, which one you would prefer to do. But that just gives you a bit of an insight. Obviously, you can do that for whichever race or whichever horse you prefer. Now, I'm just going to go to another race. I'm just going to pick one at random, because something I did discuss last time around. Okay, it's not that particular one. Let's go here. Last time I did actually cover the whole concept of course winners and distance winners, and you can see here, for instance, where you see the letters C, D, D there. It means it's won at the distance before. Okay, so what you would do is actually have a look at the current distance. So it's 1 mile, 2 furlongs and 50 yards, and this particular horse perpetually, it's a distance winner, so it's actually won at the distance before, but it hasn't won at this racecourse Nottingham. Okay, if it did, you would also see the letter C there as well. So you can see Shavansky has also won at this distance before, and you can see C here. So Signet has actually won at the course, so it's actually won at Nottingham, but not at that distance. Okay, so what you do sometimes find is the letters C and D together, which indicates that the horse has actually won at the course as well as at the distance before as well. Okay, so that does provide a lot of clues. Obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has actually that it will actually go on to win the race, but it does give you an idea that the horse has actually won at the course and at the distance before as well. In some situations, you'll see C stroke D. Okay, so the C and D, but not necessarily together. And as I explained in the first video, that means that the horse has won at the course and also won at the distance, but not on that specific course. Okay, so again, some information to bear in mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a quick thing for those of you who are fairly new to the betting exchanges, Betfair being one of the most popular. This is just an alternative way of actually getting involved in the actual horse racing betting. Okay, so just going to go down here. Basically, we haven't got the figures here at the moment, but you will see a set of figures here for backing and laying. Backing simply means this is the specific horses. Once you back, it means basically that you want the horse to win. You can actually make money, for those of you who are unaware of it, by laying a horse, which means that you want the horse to lose. So if you didn't think Real Ruby was going to win, you'd simply click that and enter your stake there. Okay, but remember, your liability will be much greater, but that is something that you need to consider. Okay, so just a quick thing on Betfair, just in case you haven't seen it. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you.